To do this story right, we need to have a sense of what he did.
It was the longest breath of silence in his first ever interview.
It was both oral and penetration. The most sick part of everything.
He was all of 12 years old.
And it made me not want to eat anything for like the next 2 days. I just kept rinsing my mouth as I would just brush my teeth like.
We'll call alleged victim 1 Matt, even today.
There's some days where I'm brushing my teeth like 10 times a day.
Like you can't get your mouth clean.
Like I can't, yeah.
We'll call alleged victim 2 Mark.
He sit me on his lap and pulled my pants down.
He had sex with you?
Yes.
Their stories are strikingly similar, yet they've never met and don't know each other exists. They're both speaking of Chicago's beloved Father Smyth.
He just lived and breathed to help people.
Who died in April to accolades.
We are so proud of the man we know as our friend and brother. God bless Father John Smyth, and God bless the legacy of Maryville Academy.
And the children that come here really blossom.
That's Father John Smyth. He still stands tall today. This commissioned by Maryville Academy, tossing a child skyward, made of bronze. It will live as long as the scars.
He had sex with you and then you'd get stuff.
Shoes, furloughs to go home. When I went home on the weekend, it was blood in my stool.
Emotional?
Mark said he told his alcoholic parents who didn't care. From his DCFS records he just obtained from that very time frame, it says he recently informed his parents of his homosexuality. He was 12 in a Catholic home for kids, placed there by the state, and no one wondered.
I was crying out. It was like they was protecting, like Father Smyth.
After it happened, I was able to go back home on the weekend.
It's a privilege you hadn't had prior to him doing that.
That was the exchange, yeah. After the second time that it happened, I did say something to a staff member.
So you're saying as a 12-year-old, you were sexually assaulted and you told a staff member there and they blew you off?
You sound surprised by that.
CBS 2 obtained this memo on yet a third alleged Father Smyth victim. He, too, it says, reported it to Maryville. The response? That's crazy.
My name is Janine Stevens. I represent several men who have been abused by Father John Smyth.
Attorney Janine Stevens represents a half dozen alleged Smyth victims.
Are there more potential victims that are out there that have reached out to you, but that won't come forward still out of fear?
Absolutely. Yes.
Do you have a number?
I would estimate I've received phone calls from 30 people.
30?
30. Yes. But he was larger than life. He would talk about what his basketball career at Notre Dame and how he had this offer to play in the NBA and he turned it down.
What was his MO?
His MO was he mostly went after kids who were basketball players.
Basketball, and I was pretty good.
Of the alleged victims you represent, how many are African American?
All but one.
Did it seem like he gave more of his attention to young black men?
Yes.
Maryville's population, made up largely of wards of the state from Chicago's south and west side.
At Maryville,
Smyth started at Maryville in 1962, was eventually superintendent until its residential program was shut down in 2003.
I don't know if you have copies of those.
No, this has never been provided to me.
We obtained these privileged and confidential memos outlining alleged abuse. It started with 2 allegations in March of 2018. The Archdiocese alerted DCFS and the Cook County State's Attorney of one of those the next day. Some 10 months later, the Archdiocese removed Father Smyth from ministry. Then, 7 more victims came forward. Total alleged victim count, 9 before Father Smyth died. It's believed all 9 were DCFS kids. In March of 2018, DCFS knew of at least one alleged Father Smyth victim, but as Smyth ailed, DCFS failed. It took 10 months to finally begin a 60-day investigation. Today, that's more than 2 months late and counting.
Why did it take them so long to investigate the allegations against him?
I thought I was going to a better place when I went to Maryville.
Mark's life has included a suicide attempt. He's now married.
It's like I'm living a double life.
But he cheats on his wife with other men. He can't control it. Both men are now going to counseling paid for by the diocese. For victim 1, Matt, after it first happened with Father Smyth.
And then it happened again.
And it happened again. And I think it would have continued to happen if Maryville was never closed. I was there all the way until the last day of it being opened.
Do you wish you would be alive now so he would have to answer?
Oh, absolutely.